Well, we got some people here. Let me make some changes here. What I want to do is bring up the live stream, my live stream, on my desktop so that I will be able to follow along in case my phone dies off again. Night Watch is waiting, so what's up? He's good. Wonder what it feels like to die. You don't need to wonder. It happens soon enough without even worrying about it. UK Medic says, always remember, 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. This is true. So very true. Right off the bat, and words of wisdom are being dropped by our friend UK Medic. Babushka says, hello, new subscriber here. Hello, my friend, and welcome. I appreciate the new sub. The new sub, as the kids say. There we go. I got it up. I got it on my desktop. HRH is here. Blessings to all. Blessings to you, my friend. Slime Diver. Slime Diver. That's a good name. I like that. Says hello. Hello, my friend. HRH says, I've heard good things about you, Yogi, so wanted to come watch. Man, it's just rumors. It's just rumors. Masha, never heard of Masha. She's a she has a channel. She has a wonderful channel. Great means of sharing information. It's a great afternoon of just talking, hanging out, and making connections with people. I'm always hesitant to say making new subscribers. Subscribers are people who click a link. But to make new friends, to make connections, to make relationships, that's what Masha is all about. Let's see. UK Medic. Another great channel. Great friend. Best nature videos on YouTube. Probably the most informative videos. I always mention his nature videos because I love him. But I don't want to undersell the fact that he painstakingly researches all the things that he posts, from trains to cars to traveling. Also, the best shout out videos. All done with care, detail. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I'm actually getting used to looking on my desktop. I don't know if it's disconcerting for you that I'm not looking at the camera. You guys let me know. My phone has given out. The comment section has given out. So I've gotten backup. So, hey, UK Medic, I appreciate that. Medic says Yogi is good people. So, HRH, if you have any interest in just connecting with other people, Mayhem and Miracles, which is Masha's channel, as well as checking out UK Medic, can't go wrong there. Slime Diver says, thank you. You're welcome. You know, it takes I like people who come up with these interesting channel names. For whatever, you know it's meaningful for them. It doesn't have to be meaningful for me. But I appreciate the fact that someone, they took the time to think about these things. Obviously, I should have taken longer when I picked just Yogi doing burpees in his basement. For one, it's not very clever because I'm just a yogi and I do burpees and I do them in my basement. I took the most literal name in the world. Complete lack of imagination. Not what says, you never commented on my name, TT. Medic says, Masha is mayhem and miracles. HRH. HRH says I have to check Masha out. Again, great place to make connections. And our friend UK Medic was kind enough to drop a link for her. So she went live earlier today, a little bit earlier than usual. I think it was like 11:30. Normally it's around noon or so. And she'll put in some marathon sessions, much the same as UK Medic. I'm a lightweight in the live streaming. In the live streaming community, I'm like a middleweight. When you're talking with UK Medic and Masha, you're in the heavyweight division. Oh, hey, HRH says you were suggested to be my barber. Awesome. Barbara's a wonderful person. HRH says, we're grooving. Do your thing, Yogi. No worries. Well, now the pressure's on. I've been recommended. I don't know if I've ever been recommended before. I might freeze. I might choke up. Find myself with absolutely nothing to say, which might be a great relief to people everywhere. And Night Watcher drops HRH's channel. I just clicked on it, and it does look like a great channel. My friend, I just subscribed to you, and I hope to be seeing more of you. If not here, then I'll be seeing more of you on your channel. And Medic very kindly drops his channel. Make sure to check Medic out. I appreciate that. Dr. Thamer Alani says Israel or Palestine. You know what? I'm going to say both. You don't get peace by picking sides. Is one side more right than the other? Hey, I don't know. That's not for me to say. It's not my fight, except for the fact that everyone who suffers is my concern. So you're not going to get a debate with me with that, my friend. All I can say is I'm wishing for peace for everyone. I'm wishing for the end of destruction. I'm wishing for the end of death. I'm wishing for the end of a I don't know. You got to be careful with the words you pick these days. My heart breaks. That's all I can say about that. My heart breaks. UK Medic sums it up. There are no winners in war. Absolutely not. Night Watcher says the war is over. I don't think so. Medic says neither. Dr. Thamer, both are in the wrong. At this point, you can't argue that. You can't argue that. There's no such thing as continuous vengeance. HRH says, I love Barbara. I love Barbara too. She's a good person. She's a warm, welcoming, kind, considerate person in a world that needs warm, welcoming, kind, considerate people. Hey, UK Medic has seen the worst of human suffering. So he speaks words that we all should heed in matters such as this, in matters such as other things as well. It's Merle Haggard. I love Merle Haggard. Are you truly an Okie from Muskogee? Empress of the New Earth is here. Hi, chat. Hi, Eric. Missed you all. You have been missed as well. However, you're always in my heart, as you know, as you well know. We are never, you and I, Empress, we're never far apart, ever. Night Watcher says, let me fix that, Yogi, is in the lightweight region. Masha and UK Medic are middleweight, and Noble is heavyweight. I don't know. No doubt Noble is heavyweight, but I cannot put Masha and Medic in the middleweight division. They're, in my view, they're heavyweights. I have no doubt that I know Noble has put in 12-hour live streams. I have no doubt that both Masha and Medic could do so. It's a long time. HRH, purely archival. Ben Gleck, very intelligent and empathetic answer. Thank you. I'm wavering a bit on the intelligent, but I'm fully supportive of the empathetic. And sometimes I think that's the only way we can look at the world. Imagine if both sides looked at each other empathetically, then I would never have to use that statement, both sides. Emperor says, just stop by to show love. I'm in the process of moving. Missed you all. You have been missed as well, my friend. Always love having you in the live streams. Night Watcher says, whoa, a lot of people here. What did we get up to? Emperor says, great answer, Eric. Peace be still, wanting peace on earth. Well, you know, that's the whole path of yoga. Yoga starts with the premise that peace begins right here with us, nowhere else, no one else. There won't be peace in the world until each and every one of us can exist within ourselves in a peaceful manner. And yoga, as well as Buddhism, lay out a complete path of achieving that. In my view, having gone to Catholic school from grade school to first year, through my first year in high school, although I didn't get that from my schooling, from later reading Christian mystics as well as the New Testament, is that Jesus laid out a plan for peace as well. He implicitly pointed where peace can be found, where the kingdom of heaven can be found, within. And yet, somehow, we continue looking without for heaven, as well as the Beatitudes, which lays out an actual plan. Do this. You want to be a Christian? Do this. But I think somehow with the, not Christians themselves, but I think churches, clergy, all of the above, they veered from the fact that it's up to an individual to live a life steeped in love and forgiveness, as Jesus would. And instead, the clergy assume the power that belongs to each and every one of us. I could be off on that. As with everything, I reserve the right of being completely wrong and being okay with it. Doombeard. Now that's a title. Doombeard. That's an awesome title. It makes me want to grow my beard out again. Greetings from jolly old England. Cup of tea, anyone? Our friend UK Medic is in England as well. So let me ask you guys a question, my English friends. Do you refer as Great Britain, or do you refer to it as England, or is there a difference? Is it interchangeable? Just wondering. HRH says, you have a cat. Can I see? I have two cats, sister cats. Adopted them when they were 10 years old, as they were sisters, and they were black cats, and they were in a shelter. And the person thought that no one would want cats that old, black cats, which aren't very popular for some reason, and getting both of them together because they were bonded. And she was afraid they might get separated. When my significant person in my life told me about that, I told her, well, I got to get them. Especially as it wasn't that long ago that I lost my two dogs. Hold on. You can also see the messiness of my office. Hey. You see yourself? Can you see her? And then the other one's downstairs. What's up, Cupcake? Not much, Sugar Plum. Let's see. Not what it says, everyone. Hello, hello. Ben Gleck. Barb is the best. I've been a band for a while. Awesome. Barb is the best. Merle Haggard said yes. I like Barb as well. Awesome. Merle Haggard, man, back when country was country, didn't even have a hint of pop. I don't mind pop. I don't want my country to be pop. When I go to listen to country, I want to listen to country. I want some twang. I want a steel guitar. Flower says, Sir Lewis, so that can only mean the Burpee Reaper is in the house. Man, how am I falling so far behind? Night Watcher says, everyone subscribe and like. All right, let me catch up here. Night Watcher says, Noble has done a bunch of 12-hour streams. Yeah, he has. Towns Van Zandt. Hey, you don't have to bring me roses. I love Towns Van Zandt. He's got the voice and the gift of songwriting. Sad he passed. Wasn't young, but he was young enough. He still had more left in him. Burpee Reaper says, good afternoon, Eric in chat. Burpee Reaper, how are you? How's the elbow? Burpee Reaper says, Eric is an amazing dude, Towns. Thank you, Reaper. I appreciate that. Or shall I say, the Prince of Burpees. Nope, that's reserved for our friend Eric Lapointe. Let's see, where are we? Night Watcher says, I greet the Prince of Burpees, the Burpee Reaper. He's the man of many titles. The champ, Mr. Five Pump. It is what it is, the Burpee Reaper. Night Watcher says, everyone subscribe and like. That would be awesome, my friends. Empress of the Earth, of the New Earth, says, Eric, I appreciate you for always being my support team. I appreciate your support during my transition of moving and everything in my life. Absolutely. You and I have, we've come up together, as they say. That's for sure. Empress of the New Earth was once my boss. Full disclosure. Reaper says, 6 like, 12 people. Hit that like button, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you for that support, Reaper. Night Watcher says, wait, let me check everyone on the list Barb sent me. There's a list. Towns Van Zandt says, I love Jesus. You know, as a Christian, as you being a Christian, absolutely awesome. As well you should. Jesus has a beautiful message. If I tell you what, I don't think everyone needs to be a Christian, but if everyone lived according to the teachings of Jesus, we would definitely have world peace right now. Um, I know lots of Buddhists and lots of yogis who have become better Christians through their practice of yoga and Buddhism. Um, and I know people in reverse as well, that uh, Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh uh, wrote a book, uh, Living Jesus, Living Buddha. Wonderful message of them both. Empress of the New Earth says, thanks for the reminder, Night Watcher. Hit the like button. Thank you, guys. Slime Diver says, I love Jesus. Amen to that. You will get here, at least for me, you'll get nothing otherwise for me, my friend. Slime Diver says, what books do you like? I read mostly nonfiction these days. I do like some nonfiction. I just read Harlan Cobain's newest Myron Boltier novel, which is pretty good. I love old-time paperback westerns, Louis L'Amour, Zane Grey. I read a fair amount of science books. I understand less than a fair amount of science books. I just like reading them anyway. I read a lot of books on yogic, Buddhist, philosophy, as well as psychology as well. Other stuff. I have a curious mind, as I think most people do. So I love learning new stuff. I read a lot about nature as well. HRH says, why would Barb's list matter in this room? It's a good question. I don't know. Babushka says, I will only ever be kind here. This is a very warm and welcoming room. Thank you for that, my friend. Do my best to make sure that it stays that way. And I think it always has. There's been some tension from time to time, but you get a diverse group of intelligent people in a room, and it might get fractious. But it was never been something that we all can't work through. Hello, Flower is here. Hello, Flower. How are you? We missed you this afternoon, my friend. HRH says, I am very well behaved, and I love that I found a new positive room. And you're welcome here. You are the guys that make it a positive place. You know, you make it very diverse. You bring good vibes here. Loving heart. Loving heart will fix absolutely everything. People often think a loving heart, you put yourself in a position of vulnerability. You do. But being vulnerable means strength because you're already broken wide open. You can't hold anyone with a closed heart. But when your heart is broken wide open, you hold everyone. Everyone. Ripper Reaper gives a salute to Flower. Ben Gleck says, yeah, this seems like a very positive channel. We do our best. Flowing Water, Dancing Dragon. That is the name for Flower. Burpee Reaper says, super positive. Super positive, although I'm a bit slow. I'm a bit slow on my scrolling. My apologies. I'm working on it, though. Night Watcher says we love positivity. We do. At the same time, you know, you don't have positivity without negativity. You accept the wholeness of life, however it's expressed. So if someone has anything negative they ever need to express, it's not off limits. That's how you heal. You put stuff out there. Flower says, Sir Lewis. Bumblebee says, Great Britain is England. Got it. Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Okay. Makes absolute sense. Thank you for that. And Bumblebee, awesome to see you. Babushka says, that's so kind. You adopted elderly bonded cats. I'm going to cry. Man, I can't say no to animals. That's why my answer, every once in a while, someone will come in and say, are you a cat person or a dog person? And my answer is yes. And then throw in the rest of the animals. Good enthusiastic greeting from Hello Flower. Hiya Nudie. Slime Diver says, this is such a nice thing to do. Old cats need love too. Yeah, they certainly do. You know, people have told me they miss the playfulness of kittens. So they don't want to get an older cat, but Slime Diver just hit the nail right there. They need love. And we have it, each and every one of us. That's what we have to give away. And it's endless. It never diminishes. That's an amazing thought. You can just keep giving love and love and love, and it never diminishes. But sooner or later, we all get tired of giving out hate. We all get tired of giving out cruelty. We all get tired of giving out hurtful things. Sooner or later, we all get tired of it. We never get tired of giving out love. Nightwatcher says, holy, that's a mess. It's sort of an office storage room. I'll be honest with you, after being a caregiver for my father, and when he passed away 2 years ago, I lost a certain amount of energy. I still haven't cleaned out his room. It's coming on 2 years, and it still is as fresh as the day he passed away. Ben Gleck says, oh, look at her eyes. Yeah, the sister loves to hang out downstairs. She does yoga with me every morning and every afternoon. The larger one loves to hang out up here with me in my office and in my room. So we have upstairs cat, downstairs cat. HRH says, oh my goodness, what a beauty. Yeah, she is. If Mocha was here with Misty, you could meet my loner dog. Bumblebee says Great Britain, same as the United Kingdom, made of 4 countries. Okay. Thank you for that, Bumblebee. HRH says she is beautiful. Yep, she is. Yeah, I forgot, Empress, you haven't met them. You've been here when they've been here, but they're pretty shy. Flower says hi to Bumblebee. Night Watcher, no need for ground rules. You know, everything works itself out. We just relax and we let things go, let things flow. Bumblebee says, hi all, just listen as yours. Always appreciate my friend Bumblebee being here. Flower says hello to dear Empress. All right, I better dive in and catch up. So I'm going to skip some hellos. Empress says, I've missed you to Flower. We all miss Flower. Smurf says, burpees are so hot. Amen, 15. Yeah, burpees are definitely hot in my basement, that's for sure. Flower says, is no one chatting, or is the chat not updating? People are chatting. Hey, Night Watcher, don't worry about any rules. I sort of think rules are a good idea in one sense, and in others, I think it comes natural for us. Everyone here, hey, everyone here has been a cat lover. I've never met a mean cat lover before. Um, so, you know, we're just friends hanging out. Flower says, I think the only rule is be nice to everyone. I agree. We don't really talk politics. We did a little bit this afternoon. I always, my answer is always akin to the Dalai Lama when he was asked about his religion, and he says his religion is kindness. My politics is kindness. Um, and then I end the subject. Because it doesn't matter. I'll be honest with you. I don't care who you vote for. Um, I care that you love your neighbor, you love your family. I care greatly that you love yourself. It's the hardest thing for us to learn, how to love ourselves. Um, if you get that, you get everything. When you learn to love yourself, you fall in love with the entire world. Not what she says. Why aren't you a mod anymore, Flo? She asked to uh, have it taken. And I said, absolutely fine. It's not for me to know why. Flower knows what she's doing, however she wants to do it. And if she wants it back, all she has to do is ask. Hey, Night Watcher, good call. Good call, my friend. So I guess we do have a rule. No hating on anyone, regardless if they're here or not. If you come in to troll, welcome. I don't care. If you come in to hate someone, there's a difference between trolling and hating. If you come in and hate someone, then we're not going to do it. Sorry. If you come in where you're like trolling me and you're funny and you're clever, absolutely fine. For me, it's all good practice. And everything's a practice in that regard. Can I be open? Can I be loving? Can I be compassionate and empathetic in the face of everything? The only way to know is to know. Open yourself up. Everyone can be enlightened. Everyone can be awakened. Everyone can be loving when they're shut off from the world. HRH says, how's the weather where you are? It's very hot today in Lake Charles. We got in the mid 80s. Not a lot of humidity, which was nice. Normally we're pretty humid this time of year. It's going to be getting up to 90 something in the next few days. Last week, we had a tornado in my backyard. Literally touched down directly in my backyard. Knocked down trees that I've been around since I was a child. Didn't touch any house. Absolutely amazing. Himishu says, I hope I pronounced that right, my friend. Becoming an IAS officer. I don't know what that is. You want to let us know? But even though I don't know what it is, I'm going to say congratulations. Flower says, why is Yogi repeating? Is it just me? I think it might be just you. Night Watcher says, again, my lives are out of sync. I'm sorry about that. Controversial Cruising is here. Brand new friend. I met him over at Masha's this afternoon. Glowing recommendations. Everyone loves him. Why I waited so long, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to diving in on his content. Welcome, my friend. Let's see. In reply to Flower, Yogi is farthest behind. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to skip some of the highs. Flower says she missed a session, and you were missed. Mouser says no rules. We know no rules. Everyone knows what's right. Flower says I knew Yogi would say rules aren't needed. You know me well, my friend. Our friend Squirrel Sniper is here. Greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. We have another friend from England. Night Watcher, you don't know what the Dalai Lama is. You're going by hearsay. You're going by some unfortunate stuff. I don't defend anything the Dalai Lama said or did or whatever, but I have the right to quote someone who at one point in my life was a great spiritual teacher. So we'll leave that there. You know, again, I don't defend anyone, but I also don't cast aspirations for things that I don't know about. Let's see. Flower says, hello, beautiful squirrel. Yogi is very nice. You're a spiritual person who is very wise. You could say you have 4 eyes. It has been said. Ame is here. Ame, I'm sorry. Says blessings all. Ame, how are you, my friend? Flower says the tornado is really sad. No more trees. Yeah, they were awesome trees too. Ame says, really, tornadoes? Actually, just one touchdown. Right in my backyard. Hey, if I'm not mistaken, I caught up. Awesome. Flower says, okay. Night Watcher says, Yogi finally caught up. That's because they knew you guys had faith in me. You knew I could do it. Ami says, well, I've never seen one. I'll be honest, I didn't see this one. Although some neighbors got film of it. I was asleep. And my phone went off and said, seek shelter. And I tried to go back to sleep. I was already in shelter. It said I should have went to the basement. And then, I don't know how long it was, I definitely heard the trees literally snapped in half. And it was like a freight train hit the backyard. And I started going down in the basement, but I couldn't leave my cats. Have you ever tried to pick up 2 12-year-old cats and take them in a basement when there's a freight train in the backyard? It's impossible. So they wouldn't go down with me, and I couldn't leave them. So I decided I'm going to sit out the storm with my cats. What happens to my cats will happen for me as well, and we'll do our best to get through it together. I didn't know Flower wore glasses. So I'm caught up. Anything you guys want to talk about? We can throw out some questions all of us can talk about, or hey, I'm open for anything. I don't know if you heard my cat. Let me acknowledge her presence. Otherwise I'm in trouble if I don't. Bumblebee says maybe you need some special treats to encourage cats next time. That's a good idea. I don't know. I think because of the situation, Wasn't a whole lot of time. It's a good idea, and it's definitely worth trying. It's definitely worth trying a few times before such event occurs. I would love to say tornadoes are a rarity. I don't think they are a rarity anywhere anymore. Bumblebee, didn't you say there was one in Great Britain not too long ago? Flower says, I never told you guys I had glasses. This is true. Bumblebee, sorry. Says, sorry. I feel really, really crap. I'm sorry about that, my friend. I got your email, by the way, and I'm going to sit. I read it. I'm going to sit down with it tomorrow morning, though, and uh, give you a reply. Night Watcher very kindly says, I hope you feel better. I do as well. Flower says, they don't have Burger King here. Hey, do you have McDonald's? For those who don't know, Flower is in Myanmar, and Night Watcher is in Bangladesh. The only reason I'm saying that is because I had to literally train myself on how to say both somewhat correctly. Flower says, no McDonald's. You're better off without McDonald's. Or Burger King, for that matter. Sniper says, I too wear glasses, short-sighted here. I actually have a pair of bifocals, and I might have worn them twice. They gave me a headache. Amit says, what do you think about a no-carb diet for someone losing weight? I think you can lose weight on a no or low-carb diet. I don't think it's the healthiest option. Anything that helps you, any reduction of calories. For one, I think we always need to distinguish the carbs from sugary foods, because not all carbs are created equally. A banana is a carb. Brown rice, quinoa, potato, carbs. You're never going to get fat eating just potatoes. Now, you could put all kinds of stuff on top of the potatoes and get fat. But if you just ate potatoes, and as a matter of fact, what's the magical team? We can't remember their name. They've been doing it forever. Two guys. The bigger the guys went on an all potato diet and lost, man, I think it was well over 100 pounds. But I don't think anyone should ever eat a variety of foods. I like what Michael Pollan, who wrote The Omnivore's Dilemma, said. Eat food, not too much, mostly plants. 3 things. So you eat more plants and there's a natural reduction of calories because it's high in volume. You feel full, but it's nutritiously dense. Versus that if you took you can look it up you can Google it, 1,500 calories versus like a traditional American diet or let's say Western diet, and 1,500 calories on a plant-based. I'm not saying vegan or vegetarian, just plant-based. And you'll see how much food you can eat in plants, different types of plants, as well as including some meat versus like just a heavy meat diet. Bumblebee says, thanks all, and that she wears bifocals. Do you have any trouble wearing the bifocals? For me, it gave me a headache almost instantly. And Mocha said the same as well. We have, let's see, Lateria, I don't know what that is, and I think that's how you spell it, and KFC. It's weird to have one thing and not others. Why KFC and not McDonald's? Flower says, hope you get better, Bumblebee. Me as well. Bumblebee says, thanks, Flower. Me too. I feel hopeless. Yeah, I know. It's difficult. Um, as hard as it may be to consider, you're on the path of healing, though. You're definitely on the path of healing. Sometimes it's hard to convince ourselves, but Bumblebee says I reversed type 2 diabetes 5 years ago. That's awesome. That's how to do it. Did you do that on, was it low carb, or was it plant-based, or was it just clean eating? Bumblebee says, bifocals, no, I don't see detail 2 meters away. Flower very wisely says, I like that everyone here is open instead of pretending that they're fine. It's easier to help them. So true. Flower, beautifully said, my friend. It pays to open up like that. Ami says, what diet for someone who is diagnosed obese? I can only speak for myself. I can only speak for myself as a former personal trainer, but not a dietitian. But I have helped people lose weight. I've helped people lose significant amount of weight. The people who have been most successful and have kept it off are those who have adopted a plant-based diet. There's a difference between, I'm vegan, but that's just me. I don't recommend people become vegan. I don't discourage people from being vegan. It's a personal choice. There's a difference between vegan, vegetarian, and plant-based. Plant-based means that you eat meat, and you could also eat dairy. You can generally eat whatever you want, but what you try to do is eat as much plants, as many plants, a variety of plants, filling your plate with plants as you can. So let's say 3/4 of your plate is filled with high quality plant nutrition. Greens, potatoes cooked properly, rice, whole grains, legumes, lots of legumes, some fruit, and then the remainder, the meat of your choice, if that's what you want. It's going to have a natural reduction of calories. It's going to be highly nutritious, and it's going to be very filling and satisfying, extremely high in fiber. Fiber is going to help you lose weight. Nightwatch's mom is a dietitian. I remember you mentioning that. Hey, Nightwatcher's going to link the account. Awesome. Ami says, Bangladesh, yes. One movie says, I'm just into diabetic range by 1 point on a blood test. I reduced, then cut out carbs to help fibro, then went on a plant-based with some meat fish. I would have fish fingers or sausage salad. As yeah, fully agree with the plant based. Um, Flower says she'll be right back. Bumblebee says I need a high protein diet, but impossible in my situation. Yeah, it can be difficult to dial in that nutritional plan. Night Watcher says buy at a flow and try to sleep. Some might offer that same advice to our good friend Night Watcher, the man of little sleep. Ame says, Ame. I'll get these names right. No having carbs kicks your body into ketosis, right? It does, but that doesn't necessarily mean, and you can lose weight that way. A lot of the initial weight is going to be you lose a lot of water weight. Um, it is not the it's not the healthiest diet. Some people want to use it and then they switch back on a regular diet, but then they find that they start eating the same way again. When you adopt a plant-based diet, it becomes a lifestyle. Does it sound like I'm heavily promoting a plant-based diet? Yeah, probably. Um, However, you won't hear me. Um, no one will ever accuse me of being a militant vegan. I'm a militant vegan for myself, but I never insist anyone do anything that I do. I'm a weird person, in case you guys haven't figured that out yet. Um, I do weird things. I fully enjoy my weirdness, um, and it works for me. But hey, everyone needs to find their own weird. Night Watcher says he'll never sleep. Eventually, we all sleep. You're delaying the inevitable, my friend. Bumblebee says, no carb, reduce my pain big time. I've heard that it can reduce inflammation, but I've had the same experience as a vegan, actually. That when I was eating a lot of meat and I would work out hard, I would be sore for days and days. As a vegan, I I began working out every day. I did ultra marathons. I would run the very next day after doing a 100-mile or 24-hour race. Um, Here's, I think, the only suggestion I'll make as a diet. Um, well, one, distinguishing carbs from real food. People say carbs, and it could mean a Danish or a donut, or it could mean a potato, um, or it could mean brown rice or quinoa. So no one ever has to make that distinction with meat. You know, you know what it is. Um, but find the diet a lifestyle. Don't think in terms of dieting. Dieting is something we do for a quick fix, maybe a longer fix, but we think of it something that we'll do, and then we lose weight, and then we go off the diet. Then, of course, we gain the weight back. It needs to be a lifestyle. It needs to be a lifestyle of the reduction of calories and healthy foods and movement. If you reduce your calories, if you eat lots of fiber, um, if you get just enough protein that you need to maintain muscle, um, and you move, you're going to lose weight. That watcher says he wants to draw. Awesome. Hey, whenever you get that urge, you should definitely sit down with that sketchbook. That watcher's going to die at some point. We all are. Ami says, I am think plant-based and proteins alone. Um, well, the two don't have to be mutually exclusive. I get my protein from plants. Um, However, as I mentioned, if you if you eat more plants, you're naturally going to eat less meat. Doesn't mean you have to stop eating meat. Just means you're going to eat less. I've been a vegan for 15 years, Night Watcher. I was a vegan when I competed in kettlebell sport. I was a vegan when I was running 100-mile races, 24-hour races. Uh, for a 10-year period of time, I ran no less than a 50K a month race. Sometimes 50 milers, sometimes 100K, sometimes 100 milers, sometimes 24-hour races. Um, and absolutely fine. 100% fine. I've been doing burpees every day. I think sometime this week it'll be 900 days in a row without a break, all as a vegan. Um, a lot of my friends are vegan. Mocha's been a vegan for 14 years. Mocha has run ultra marathons. She works out all the time. Neither one of us have ever known a vegan who died from anything other than things that anyone might die from. Um, yeah, never knew of a vegan who died from malnutrition. I'm definitely overall stronger, fitter um, at 59, doing anything that I want to do physically uh, than ever before. But you know what? I appreciate the concern. Ami says, I've been 2 weeks without carbs. I am thinking adding exercise to it. Well, how do you feel? How's your energy level? But yeah, eventually, some type of exercise, I highly recommend walking. Strength training, it can be very, very basic. Just a few dumbbell stuff. And of course, I always recommend yoga, but that's entirely different subject. Um, Definitely start out with walking. And then when you're ready, you can add some weight in. And that what you says while writing a message. A lot of the time, I forget what I'm writing mid-sentence. ADHD at its finest. Yeah, that's how it works. Flower is back. Flower says, bruh, my live is loading. The one that you did the other day? I'm looking forward to checking it out. Ami says, my energy fluctuates. Um, I think eventually it'll settle, even on the low carb diet. And every low carb, you're going to cycle. You're going to cycle some carbs in eventually. And then you'll start feeling better and you'll be able to get in a little more exercise. Flower says, what is happening? What is happening here? Oh, we're just talking diet. So I hope Night Watcher and Flower are enjoying this summer. It's a school break for them. Although Flower you were taking summer classes, right? Flower says, no, your live was loading. It was a background with spinning circles. That happens to me on occasion. Not my channel, just me. Me says, your Wi-Fi signal must have dropped, Flower. Night Watcher's back. What'd you draw? So I've mentioned before, I tried to drop a link, but I don't think it worked. Hank's Art. Hank is a YouTube friend. He's got a wonderful channel where he'll sketch something and he'll title it like how to draw a cute butterfly, how to draw a cute fire truck, something along those lines. And then he'll draw it and he speeds it up and he'll post it. Hank's Art, you guys really need to check it out. I can try to drop the link, but I don't think it worked. We'll give it another shot. You guys can let me know if it works for you or not. So let's see. I'm just looking for it, guys. Hank's Art. Runner Boy is here. Runner Boy, how are you? Appreciate you coming back. Let me know if you can open that. It might just lead to my channel. I don't know why it does that. It is 4:10 for Night Watcher. It's a little after 6. It's like 6:15 or so for me. Burner Boy says, time to start my nightly stretching. You still shooting for the full split? I know you held it for a little bit of time a couple weeks ago. Burner Boy says, nope, just goes to your channel. Sorry, guys. I wish I knew how to do it. But hey, it never hurts to visit my channel again. So if you go into the search, it worked for Wolf. Interesting. I think it depends on what device you're on. Wolf, are you on a desktop? Flower says, yeah. So universe really said, wake up. To me, it's 3:38, 2 minutes before you went live. That's because you missed this afternoon. Wolf, how are you? Appreciate you being here. We had some friends of Barb come in. Barb is here. Barb says, hello, my spiritual brother, and all others. So I shared something with our friend Barb, something that has been meaningful for me for a long time. It was written by Kent Keith. And it was found on the walls in the children's hospital that Mother Teresa worked at. So it was attributed to her, but she didn't write it, nor did she claim that she wrote it. But she loved it, which is why she had to hang it up. And I've read it here live lots of times. Whenever I feel unsure of my channel, whenever I feel unsure of the direction that might be taken, what I want to do with it, I come back and I read this. And I'm going to read it again for our friend Barb in just a minute so I can catch up before I drop down. Runner Boy says, could be Android or Apple dependent. That's true. Flower says, yeah, link for on your community. Just scroll down a little. It's on my community. Thank you for that. Definitely check him out, guys. Wolf says that he's tired and hurting, but good. Sorry you're still hurting, my friend. Flower says, oof. An all-purpose expression brought to my attention by Flower herself. I'm going to use that everything that I do. I need to remember to do it after my very last burpee rep. I need to look at the camera and just go, oof. Barb says, thank you. Bumblebee says hi to Barb. Our friend William Downey is here. William, how are you? Says, Yogi, how are you today, buddy? Just got off work. I'm doing pretty good. It's my Friday. Tomorrow's bench day. Awesome. You're going to go live, right? Barb says, I read something and thought I would pass it along. I loved what you read earlier on your live stream. And I'm always open to hearing other words of wisdom, other words of love, other words of compassion. So let's see. This is from the orphanage hospital that Mother Teresa was working at. Meaningful words for her. And it's called Do It Anyway. People are often unreasonable, illogical, self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the best you've got anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. And that is what I build my channel on. Doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter what other people do. People are going to come here for whatever reason and say something about me. So far, I've been pretty lucky in that regard. But it'll happen. People have definitely come in and have tried to be mean. And people have tried to tear down what I'm hoping to do. It's all fine. Absolutely all fine. Because it's not about me and them. It's between me and God. Barb says, you say you love me even when I don't know you, but my spirit does and always will. Beautiful. And that's how we relate to each other. Night Watcher feels like crap. I would think it's because you need sleep, Night Watcher. William says, yes, sir. Workout in the AM. I'll be looking for you, William. As I mentioned, I enjoyed your last workout. Barb says, that means I will love you also. Remember, the universe is endless. Love is endless. Barb says, sorry, I had to type in 2 parts. That's quite okay. Beautiful in both parts, beautiful all together. Flower says, let's see. I used to have anger issues, but I tried, and now I just tell myself to calm down and nicely smack some sense into them. At least you do it nicely. Night Watcher says, is this depression? I feel like I've lost all interest and motivation in the things I used to like. It does sound like depression. Runner Boy says, we'll try to stop by. Awesome. I think you'll enjoy the workout. William's a strong guy, repping out with 225. Night Watcher, if you could get some help, therapy, definitely something to consider. Talk to your parents. Flower says, so I'm moving schools and I don't want to. But in my old school, my mom works there. So tomorrow I'm coming with her to my old school because I love that so much. Awesome. I'm glad you got a chance to visit. My mom worked at the school that I went to, which was a Catholic school. She was one of the few non-nun teachers there for a while. And then it actually switched over. William says, I think what you need to do is put yourself around positive people. So the more you come in here, I think you'll be better off. And don't forget, it could be a chemical imbalance too. Very true. Very wise words. One thing I'll add, I agree 100% about the positive people. But for you as an artist, Night Watcher, hang out with other artists as well. Put yourself in a creative situation where people inspire you to keep that pencil in hand and your sketchbook open. But yeah, positive places. And as well, if it's a chemical imbalance, it doesn't hurt to get a little help. Got a suggestion from Flower. William says that was for Night Watcher. Yep. Got it. So, I'm probably going to talk about maybe 10, 15 minutes. Call it a little bit of an earlier night. I made a mistake. You guys seen me take my herbal supplement for bed. It's a little bit of melatonin, awashka. I'm saying that wrong. Which is a Ayurvedic herb. Helps you relax, makes you sleepy. I usually take it about 6 o'clock. I accidentally took it with my multivitamin and my vitamin D, and that was a while ago. So I'm getting a little sleepier than I should be, even though I'm not too far away from my actual bedtime. As mentioned, I go to bed pretty early because I'm up pretty early. Bumblebee says, I feel hopeless and low. I'm sitting on same floor basement as you tonight, Night Watcher. Don't plan on staying here, but you got company tonight. Hey, you know what? Bumblebee, Ashwagandha. Thank you for that. You know, it's funny. Sorry, my cat is demanding attention again. It's funny, Bumblebee, that you mentioned that Night Watcher has company tonight, because we often think about positive people being by positive people, which is important. At the same time, it does help to have that empathy from someone who is on your level, especially someone like Bumblebee who said, don't plan on staying there. So as she lifts herself up, just by sending goodwill, sending love towards you and herself as well, it can definitely help lift up others. It can definitely help lift up Bumblebee. Oh, I'm sorry, Night Watcher. So knowing that someone else is there with you, Night Watcher, and that they're seeking a healing, can give everyone hope. Flower very caringly says, very caringly, you're good, Bumblebee. Bumblebee says, no. Depressed and hopeless. Night Watcher is lonely. Ashwagandha. Yes. Comes out differently every time I attempt to say it. It's going to be different. But thank you guys for understanding. Thank you guys for deciphering Yogi speak. Some of you have had much practice. Every chat. As I mentioned before, people have say, I apologize for typos. I speak in typos. So I have been where you guys have been. I've mentioned quite a bit my own journey through a lifetime of mild depression for me. It's been opportunities where it's been suggested some meditation. I've not taken it. I'm not opposed to taking it though. If needed, I just always felt for me personally that it wasn't the right thing to do right now, but that if I ever needed it, I certainly would. Instead, I committed myself to literally a lifetime of meditation, a lifetime of breath work, introspection and self-inquiry, to get to the point where I haven't fixed my depression. I don't know as it's fixable. I also don't know as it's needed to be fixable. I think the big difference for me is being okay with how I'm feeling. That I don't need to not be depressed when I'm depressed. I certainly don't look forward to it. I certainly don't want it. But if it's here, I no longer fight it. I've learned to hold it lightly, and most importantly, I've learned to love myself through it. As well, when just a few years ago, out of the blue, I began suffering from anxiety and panic attacks. And I took the same approach. That watcher says, no friends. Well, you certainly have friends here. Bumblebee says, Yogi, I got out today. Took a photo, was inspired by Goldie. Awesome. Just being out is so helpful, as well as being creative, taking a photo. Bumblebee says, I'm getting ready to hide in bed, and I hope I sleep. I hope you get a good night's sleep as well. Night Watcher is confused. Bumblebee says, I take ashwagandha too. I appreciate the help in sounding it out. That is actually very helpful. Flower says, also, I can't use Messenger. Something's going on. Government cut it off. Sorry to hear that. Night Watcher, I'm sorry how you feel. Bumblebee says, Night Watcher, no trumping at night. Don't gas me out, mate. Night Watcher says, what do you mean? Bumblebee says, I fight so hard for recovery, and services knock me back from a 7 to a 2. Yeah, from what you've shared, that's tough. That's tough. Out of your control, which makes it even worse. Because as you said, you try so hard, and then something completely out of your control can set you back like that. Network just says, what is trumping in? Trump wind. Night Watcher, I know that you dismiss getting a good night's sleep, but most especially in terms of mental health and emotions, sleep is invaluable. Doesn't matter what age you are, sleep is invaluable. You feel when you're 15, when you're 16, that you're bulletproof, but no one is. So we're going to talk for about 5 more minutes, I think. Interesting night. We have some new people come in. I'm sad to report, especially to my friend Night Watcher, that I have tangled my mala beads again. Sleep at nightly. Bumblebee says, Night Watcher, trust me, try to get some sleep. I've suffered depression 25 years or more. Eric, the point is here. I've been here the whole time. You're doing great, Yogi. Sleep is everything. It is. We don't often consider its restorative nature, but that's what it's all about. We're literally restored through, in yoga psychology, which is largely bared out by modern neurology, 4 stages of consciousness. We mainly talk about 3. We talk about the waking state, we talk about dream state, and we talk about deep sleep. In yogic psychology, dream state is where our karmic actions are played out. We're literally burning karma through our dreams. Deep sleep is the quality of beingness without any sense perception of being. It's pure beingness. And then you have the 4th state that we reach through meditation. It's called Turiya. Turiya literally means 4th, the 4th state of consciousness. Won't talk about that right now, but I do want to talk about is that restorative nature of sleep. And if you don't get it, you don't recover. Bumblebee says, been free of depression since January. Awesome. My cat's been extra noisy tonight. Eric the Point says, hey to T. And a flower Night Watcher. Flower says, I know what I'm doing is bad for my health, and it's probably going to come back and hit me like a boomerang when I'm older, but I can't help it. I don't know as it will hit you like a boomerang, although sometimes life certainly does. But you definitely want to do your best to cultivate some sleep. Flower says, let me be real with you. I don't know what insignificant means. Think of something that's greatly, greatly important to you, and then picture the opposite. Think of something very large, and then picture the opposite. The opposite is insignificant. What's important to you is significant. What is of little value to you might be considered insignificant. Bumblebee says, Yogi, how do you get restorative sleep? Man, that's the key question, Bumblebee. We've talked about that quite a bit. Setting up patterns, setting up rituals, meditation helps. Yoga Nidra is extremely restorative. Now it's a different kind of sleep. Eric Lapointe, thank you very much, my friend. I think the harder we try when we're in bed, the less we end up getting. You sort of have to let nature take its course, but you encourage nature on its course, if that makes sense. And those are the rituals that we do, is we're assisting nature. Night Watcher says, thank you, money. Flower says, also, is it normal for a kid to be interested in police documentaries and crime things? You know what? There's no such thing as normal, Flower. And don't even worry about striving for it. You, Flower, are not normal. And that's the most perfect thing in the world. You're a flower. You're above normal. You're beyond normal. You're super normal. You're being beyond normal is your superpower. It allows you to be exactly who you are. It means you get to shine. You get to shine in a way that everyone else doesn't get to always shine because they're so trying so hard to be normal. They're denying the things that they like. They're trying to fit in. They're shutting themselves down. You know, right now there's someone who likes. Um, right now there's someone out there who likes police documentaries and crime thingies, um, but they don't allow themselves to enjoy it because they think it isn't normal. Who cares about being normal? Be authentically flower. Be authentically beautiful flower. Eric Point says, yes, it was. Eric Point says, that was my jam flower. Normal always. Night Watcher says, Flower, if you think it's abnormal to watch police documentaries, then look at me trying to make a gay romance. That's an excellent point, Night Watcher. Flower says that's an artist thing. Hey, you know what, Flower? It's all an artist thing because you're an artist. That gives you free liberty to be yourself. Let's see. Bumblebee says, yes, Yogi, I try but can't follow a routine last 8 months, debating to do Epsom salt bath for soap. I did that through the winter and found it very helpful for getting a good night's sleep. Yeah, I take magnesium as well. I let the practice of the foot soak slide a little bit. I keep it in reserves for when I need that little extra help. Flower says, Night Watcher, English or Spanish? So, with that, guys, I think we'll shut down for the night. I'm going to get some sleep. I hope you all get some sleep. I think we all deserve it. We've all earned it. Bumblebee says, I've left foot soak slide about 7 nights just on chamomile tea. For a while now, I've been drinking turmeric and ginger tea after my last meal. Enjoy that quite a bit. Flower says, English or Spanish is a running joke. Someone asked me that the other day here. Eric Point says, another great live. Thank you, Eric. Much appreciated. Flower says, thank you very much. And Eric Point says, you did for sure, my friend Yogi. Thank you. Bumblebee says, Night Watcher, don't keep me awake in the basement at night. Definitely. Support your friends. Night Watcher, get a good night's sleep. Mocha says, sorry I'm so late. Lost track of time. That's okay. We're getting ready to call it a night. I'm going to make sure that Flower gets to greet Mocha and that Mocha gets to greet Flower. We can't miss that. It's a highlight of the conversation. Eric, my friend, thank you so much. Night Watcher says hi to Miss Mocha. Night Watcher certainly likes the money. I appreciate the gesture very much. I appreciate the kindness. No act of kindness is unnoticed, and it's never isolated. That's an important thing to remember, guys. No act of kindness is ever isolated. It spreads out continuously. So we know from theory of relativity that energy can't be created nor destroyed. Act of kindness is an act of energy, carries onwards forever. This is why I'm also reluctant to honk a horn. Not that I won't do it if I have to, but I try not to do it, if a light turns green. I can be patient. I can sit there for a bit. I don't want to put out that sound that's going to carry on, disturb someone in another dimension. They're going to jerk up and be like, hey, what was that? I don't want it to come from me. Bumblebee says, does Mocha come on lives? She has made an appearance a few times in the afternoons. Hopefully we'll do another one soon. I know she's going to be coming over to work out. She should do a workout tomorrow for sure, so that could happen. Thor says, yeah, after you choose English or Spanish, they say the first to move is gay. Yeah, someone did that. The exact same thing. And most of the time they stop moving. Yeah, someone came in and did that. Night Watcher, go lay down. We're saying goodnight, so perfect opportunity. Lay down, get a good night's sleep, start over again tomorrow. That's what Flower's going to do, or that's what Bumblebee's going to do. That's hopefully what Flower's going to do. It's definitely what I'm going to do. Flower says, but I don't think just because you move or not doesn't decide your sexuality. I agree with that. Mocha said could be dehydrated. This is true. Yeah, Point says, yes, I work hard for my money. You definitely do. Physically demanding job. Long days, 6 days a week, long days. Work hard for my money and I give it out. So it's good karma. That reminds me, prashad, probably pronouncing it wrong. It's a Sanskrit word, and it is a form of prayer that you say over food as you're preparing it, so that the food you eat, and more specifically the food that you serve others, has the essence of that love in it and carries over. So you're literally nourishing yourself, not just physically, but on an emotional and a deeply spiritual level. I feel the same way when I receive a gift from someone here, that they are offering prashad. They are offering that sense of love. And as mentioned, love and kindness, it goes both ways. When you give, you're performing an act of kindness towards yourself because you feel good about it, as well as for the person that receives it. So it's a beautiful act. I knew that was going to come from Mocha. He works hard for the money, so you better treat him right. Flower says, okay, bye-bye. We need to let him sleep. Yep, we all need to sleep. Eric Point says that was great knowledge, Yogi. Thank you. Love sharing that kind of stuff. It just seems these little things that we can keep in mind when we're doing something. And you get that sense. Eric, I see you, Masha, and I see you at Barb's, and I see the act of kindness, as well as just the kindness of your presence. I say the same with Goldie. Kindness of her presence. It doesn't go unnoticed, and it certainly doesn't go unappreciated. That's for sure. Mocha says, no, Night Watcher, you need to be here now. Oh, sorry, I missed Night Watcher. Says, Yogi, I feel like I'm dying. I would be happy if dead, but still. Hey, you have unfinished business. You have things to do. You have things to draw. Things that have not been drawn in a way that only you can draw. Waiting for you. Only you can do it. You have a transgendered romance to tell that only Night Watcher can tell. No one else in the entire universe can tell that story. You have friends to make. You have people to love. You have things to do. Life's just getting started. Bad things are going to happen, Night Watcher. You're going to feel bad sometimes. But overall, you're going to absolutely love the ride that you're on. You're absolutely going to love it. Every aspect of it. Even the times that don't feel so great. Because you're alive. You exist. Against every possible odd. I forget his first name. Was it Boltzmann? Nope. I'll have to look it up. A mathematician actually calculated the odds of us existing, of the universe existing. And it is literally incalculable. The figure that he came up with was crazy. And yet here we are. Everything had to be absolutely perfect in the universe from its entirety. From whoever created it had to be absolutely perfect for Night Watcher to come into existence. And here you are. Here you are. Any way you look at it. You could say it was fate, it was planned, it had to be, or you could say it was an accident against all odds. Either way, it's a miracle. Enjoy that miracle. It doesn't seem like it, but you're in charge. You can appreciate the miracle or you cannot appreciate it. But it's your choice. So I agree with Mocha. Night Watcher, you need to be here now. I also agree with T. That Night Watcher, calm down and rest. We both need shut-eye, sleep. But Night Watcher doesn't change anything. You know, yesterday we talked about not knowing. You don't know what happens after you die. What happens if you just repeat this day? Flower says, because of watching police documentaries, I know some of what law. That's good. Mocha says, stop, Night Watcher. Mocha says, don't stop. Don't talk like that. Bumblebee says, stop, Night Watcher, or I move out of the basement tonight. Mocha says, you have friends that care. Interesting comment from Flower. Bumblebee says, Night Watcher, draw many things tomorrow after sleep. I agree. And you know what? When you're depressed, when you're feeling this way, you can draw that. You can draw what you're feeling. Use what you have. The Night Watcher who is depressed is still an artist. Draw from where you are. Create from where you are. Jacob says, many blessings to you all. And hey, Brother Eric, hit the like button for a good friend here. Salute. Salute to you, my friend. We're just about to call it a night. No need to apologize, my friend Night Watcher. Mocha says, definitely. It's called art therapy. And extremely effective. Or you could do, I mentioned this before, dancing. Dance through your sadness. The thing is, you don't try to change it. You just move through it. You move with it. You let it express itself. Night Watcher says, I already draw my trauma. Good. Mocha says her kid does it all the time. It's cathartic. I bet you guys thought I was going to mess up that word, didn't you? Flower says that's a nice type of therapy. It is. So, Guys, we're going to call it a night. Bumblebee says, Night Watcher, lie your head on the pillow, put the covers over, and do the 4-7-8 breathing. Exactly. Mocha says, yes, there's also music therapy. Wonderful stuff. Speaks to pain when there is no words that help. Yes, this is true. Flower says, bye. Night Watcher says, K. Jacob, my friends, thanks for stopping in. And Mocha and Flower, Eric LaPointe, Bumblebee. And we had all kinds of new friends come in. Barb and Wolf were here as well. And they sent a whole lot of good people here just to hang out. Man, was that appreciated. Very much so. So with that, guys, I'm going to see everyone tomorrow. Again, if you're bored and you got nothing to do, nothing better to do, I'll be here. Mocha says, good night, lovely Flower. Good night to y'all. Take care, guys.